Hey guys, I hope you've been well. I've been a little slow with my reviews because of a few things happening in my life, so I'm sorry for these delays, but let's get to one I've been dying to get to for a couple of days. When the release images for the Tyrannosaurus came out, my very first thought was, please PNSO, do the Asian Tyrannosaurid Tarbosaurus. And in the mother of all coincidences, they released it at exactly the same time as the Tyrannosaurus. It was a surprise even to my well-informed sources. So here's Chuanzi, the Tarbosaurus, from the Namek Formation in Mongolia. The name Tarbosaurus comes from the Greek tarbos, meaning terror, awe, or alarm. So we have an awesome or alarming lizard. And there's nothing more awesome here than its paunch. If we thought that T-Rex was well-fed, it's got nothing on Tarbosaurus, perhaps due to the compactness of the torso. It's got a big butt, and I cannot lie, how high the hips are and the tiny size of the arms, the belly is accentuated. Now, when I saw the release images, I thought it must be a trick of perspective. Now in hand, I realized this isn't so. We get everything we were promised, all of it. Dr. Philip Curry does think it looks a little bit on the heavy side, but he says it's pretty okay, and I think it's pretty okay too. The overall coloration is a grey with a paler brown or beige on the ventral surface. PNSO decided this based on the environment of the time, which would have included mudflats and swamps. Now, overall, because of the darkness, it has a rather sinister appearance that I like. Tarbosaurus was one of the largest tyrannosaurids, between 10 to 12 meters, that's 33 to 39 feet. Now this model is 31.5 centimeters, about 12.4 inches, making it 1 to 32 to 1 to 38 scale. Now for 1 to 35, this represents an adult of 11 meters or 36 feet. Now let's go to the head. You can see for yourself the differences in scalation, with bigger scales lining the oral margins just like in T-Rex, and other areas have different shapes and sizes. For instance, the finer ones in the face over the antorbital fenestra. The keratinous bosses are nicely tinged with yellow. And the eyes are a nice black on yellow. The jaw articulates and closes nicely. The teeth are carefully sculpted to different sizes, although there might be some slippage. Unfortunately, the teeth aren't painted as subtly as in the release images, where you can see the staining of the teeth near the roots, as you'd expect in a real animal. If you've ever collected toys, you'll be familiar with repaints. Use the same mold, paint it a different color, give it a new name, and voila! Something new to sell to the willing masses. Now thankfully, PNSO is too scientifically rigorous to engage in any such shenanigans, and you see real differences between this and the T-Rex sculpt. Now the most obvious difference is in the head. You can see that towards the back, the skull broadens less widely than Tyrannosaurus, so the taper is more gradual in Tarbosaurus. And this you can see here. And with more widening, the eyes are brought to face more directly forwards in T-Rex. And you can see this from the front. So Tarbosaurus didn't have quite the same degree of stereoscopic vision as T-Rex. and proportionately, it's got more longirostrine appearance compared to the T-Rex, but not to the extent of the aleorhamines like Tyrannosaurus. Other anatomical differences can't be seen from the surface. For example, in T-Rex, the bite forces are transmitted from the maxilla into the fused nasals and then the lacrimals. In Tarbosaurus, the connection and therefore the force transmission was more direct between the maxilla and the lacrimals. The lacrimals are also more firmly attached to the prefrontal and frontals in Tarbosaurus than in T-Rex. And in the mandible, there's a locking mechanism between the angular and dentary bones which T-Rex doesn't have. Essentially, the T-Rex skull is more kinetic and the Tarbosaurus skull is more rigid, and this suggests adaptations to different hunting stresses and prey in Tarbosaurus. For example, the sauropod Nemegtosaurus. Or as far as I know, T-Rex didn't have to hunt sauropods. Body-wise, this is one tubby Tarbo. Now let's do a quick body scan so you can see how PNSO's improved skin and scales look like on a tyrannosaurid. Not to mention the veins. Just look at all this fineness. We actually have skin impressions of Tarbosaurus from the thoracic region, and you'll be pleased to know they haven't just blown this up to a mega magnification. The stylistic evolution that began with Parasaurolophus has continued wonderfully, and I think it's safe to say that this will be the norm de rigueur from here onwards. Proportionately, Tarbosaurus has the smallest arms of all the Tyrannosaurids, and this is exaggerated by the thick muscle encasing the humerus. Even at this small scale, you can see the detail put into the muscles and the claws. The legs are massive pillars, almost to the point of caricature, like a bodybuilder on Synthol. The feet look to me to be oversized, which is a strange decision since PNSO uses a stand for support and won't need them to be overlarge, and their own skeletal here shows more correctly sized feet. A long, thick, heavy tail serves as a counterweight, and indeed this reminds me of a kind of a cable stay design, perhaps a bit of a cantilever effect going on, which intuitively makes the whole thing look very well balanced. And true enough, we don't need the stand, at least for a while. Now let's compare him to some other models, and first has to be the latest Wilson, the T-Rex. The family resemblance is very much there, including these facial scales, the bosses, and of course the general bow plan. Though I dare say that Tarbosaurus has been embiggened even more than T-Rex in the one-pack department. The improved skin texture can be seen as well. Now I do want to point out that when this T-Rex came out, it represented the best at the time, and just because PNSO's improved its sculpting, that we shouldn't overlook the sculpting, the science and the thought that went into this. Now let's bring out the other Asian Tyrannosaurid, the Tyrannosaurus. Now I'll be dropping the Utyrannus review shortly, but things have been really hectic for me, so for now, I might not be able to review my models as early as I'd liked. Other than that, I'm hoping for more Tyrannosaurids in the future, specifically those for which we have decent finds, such as Tilong, Guanlong, and Teratophonius. Maybe an Albertosaurine like Gorgosaurus. I do hope PNSO leaves something in the tank though. At this rate, they'll run out of worthy Tyrannosaurs in a few years. And long before that, I'll run out of money. So you guys have a great week ahead.